Come on in, pull up a chair, and take a load off because today I'll be taking a first look at the Dungeons and Dragons Rules Expansion Gift Set from Wizards of the Coast. And we will dive on in right after this. Howdy, 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 gang. Welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. As I mentioned in the open, today I am going to be taking a first look at the Dungeons & Dragons Rules Expansion Gift Set from Wizards of the Coast. This 3-volume slipcase, which includes Dungeon Master's screen, is hitting stores on January 25th. It does carry an MSRP of $169.95. So there are 2 volumes that have already been released previously. Xanathar's Guide to Everything and Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. I'm not going to be taking a peek at those because I've already shared videos of those in the past and reviewed them. But the brand new Monsters of the Multiverse is what we're actually going to focus on today. So let's swing on over to the other camera because here I've got the boxed set. So something I do want to point out, the fine folks over at Wizards of the Coast were kind enough to provide me with this review copy of the D&D Rules Expansion Gift Set. But neither I nor anyone else affiliated with the Gaming Gang has received any other sort of compensation for me to share my thoughts about this with you. It's important these days to know that. Also, I'm going to stay picture-in-picture up here. So that means I'm going to be cutting off the upper left portion of the book as we take a peek at the Monsters of the Multiverse. And just want to point out, we're not going to look at each and every page either. Just want to give you a feel for what's in this gift set as well as what is in Monsters of the Multiverse. So let's take a look at the back of the box here. Expanded rules, expanded foes, expanded adventure. Explore a multiverse of rules options for your campaign in the Dungeons & Dragons Rules Expansion Gift Set. Crafted for DMs and players alike, this collection brings together all the 5th edition rules expansion books in one set, complete with a beautiful new Dungeon Master's screen. Embark on a journey with the rival wizards Tasha and Mordenkainen and the beholders Xanathar. Learn new secrets and discover magical new ways to play the world's greatest role-playing game. All right, let's get the shrink off of here. And I'm taking a guess this is just a sheet on the back. I don't think this is part of, I guess it's wrapping around. Yeah, I was going to say, God damn it. I didn't think that this was going to be part of the slipcase. All right. Should point out that I did not receive the special edition, the variant covers, because normally when I receive a review copy of one of the game books for D&D, I get both, but I can certainly understand why not, because it's a $170 slipcase set. I just mentioned that because that means there won't be any giveaway, because I normally will do a giveaway or alternate art release of a D&D book. So we've got 3 volumes in here. We've got Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Monsters of the Multiverse, which is what we're actually going to dive into. And then we also have a Dungeon Master's screen. So let's take the Dungeon Master's screen out first. And I can see it is a landscape. So we've got a landscape style. So you can see that this is not a vertically focused Dungeon Master screen, but a horizontally focused DM screen. So taking a look at the art. So it looks like we've got 4 panels to this. This artwork is reproduced on the side of the slipcase. Let's open it up. So we've got actions and combat. We've got our conditions. We have setting DCs, tracking DCs, travel, cover, weather, encounters, food, drink, and lodging. So pretty much what we see on most of the modern 5e Dungeon Master screens. And I can tell you right now, nice quality here, so it'll hold up to repeated use. It's got a nice matte finish to it as well. So we're going to take a look here at Monsters of the Multiverse. I'm trying to pull it out of the slipcase. It's just not giving away. Here we go. Now we got it. I do dig the artwork on the cover of Mordenkainen presents Monsters of the Multiverse, a bestiary of wondrous friends and foes for the world's greatest role-playing game. Look at the back here. This is actually going to be available on May 17th as a standalone purchase. It is also going to be available digitally as well on that day. I know that there were some folks who thought that Monsters of the Multiverse was not going to be available separately until possibly later in the year, maybe even December of 2022. That is not the case. You will have this available to you as a standalone book in May. I don't know what the MSRP is going to be. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say it's going to be $49.95, like many releases. Face the denizens of the cosmos. Sparkling with the musings of the wizard Mordenkainen, this tome features a host of creatures for use in the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game. Hailing from every corner of the multiverse, these creatures represent some of the most benevolent and malevolent forces that D&D heroes might face. This book also gathers together fantastical peoples from many different worlds. Each of these peoples represents a race option when you create your D&D character, expanding on the choices in the player's handbook. Compiling and updating monsters that originally appeared in Volo's Guide to Monsters and Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes, this book presents fiends and foes for any D&D campaign, many of them accompanied by the comments of Mordenkainen. The wizard has faced many of these monsters and peoples on numerous wondrous adventures. Now it's time for you to venture forth and face these creatures yourself. Of course, you do need the 3 core books in order to utilize this. So we're going to jump on in. There we go. So far, artwork looks pretty slick. From my understanding, what we're going to see here is a new stat block presentation that is going to be the norm going forward. So that is my understanding, is we're going to see a lot of the stat blocks have changed a bit. So I have no idea what they look like. I really don't. So as you can see, I took the shrink wrap off of this slipcase. So I have not seen anything in this book. This is as new to me as it probably is to those of you out there watching. So it looks like we've got chapter 1 is going to be fantastical races. Then we're going to just jump into a bestiary. I think that's going to be probably the remainder of it. Yes, so we're going to get a section here talking about using this book. Then we have fantastical races. So creating characters of races outside of what you'll find in the player's handbook. We're just going to jump through. We've got the bugbear and the centaur. It's like, what are they going to devote a page to each? Looks like it. It's like each of the, I guess I would say, advanced races are going to get a page, except for the genasi. They got a couple of pages. Looks like everybody else is just getting one. The Kenku, the kobold, the satyr, The orc. The shifter. Nice. Okay, so we're going to jump into the bestiary. Now, keeping in mind, I don't believe we're looking at monsters that are from the monster manual. I think, as it said on the back of the book, we're looking at Volo's Guide to Monsters and Mordenkainen's guide as well. So just taking a look here. I mean, just at a glance, these stat blocks don't look that different. They look pretty similar. Maybe they're a little shorter, a little more concise. Tell you what I can do. I can reach behind me and grab the 5e monster manual, and we can take a peek. But I got to be honest. I mean, just at first glance, they don't look that different. It's over back here. Got to move some things around to get to it. Thankfully, it's not, wasn't like buried behind a bunch of stuff. Okay, so let's take a look here. Kind of try to do a little bit of a side-by-side comparison. See what we're looking at. So one thing I do notice right off the bat is, like here, we're just taking a look at an ancient red dragon. So it's gargantuan dragon, chaotic evil. And then here for the Banderhob, it says large monstrosity, typically neutral evil. Because I know there's that whole, not all, creatures of a race are specific alignment and that. And yeah, that's fine. I know people have gotten upset about that. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to come banging on your door if you decide you're not going to run D&D that way. It's no big deal. So looks like we've got armor class, hit points, speed, strength, dex, con, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. That's all the same. Not showing saving throws. I don't see that. So we see skills, condition immunities, senses, languages, the challenge rating. Then we get different actions that it can take and bonus actions as well. So are we seeing a change to the saving throws? Very possible. Very possible. I have the impression that we're seeing a kind of shift going to start taking place with Dungeons and Dragons releases towards that. Either it's 6th edition or it's 5.5, but we do know to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Dungeons and Dragons, we are going to see some sort of new edition or version of D&D. And the claims have been that we will still see that this new edition or version, or like I said, 5.5, is going to be compatible with everything from 5e. But I think it's interesting we're not seeing any mention of saving throws here. So just kind of zipping on through. One thing I always appreciate with the Wizards of the Coast bestiary sorts of releases is that for the most part, we always have images of each of the creatures or monsters or NPCs. Of course, dinosaurs, we're not going to see a ton of images because we've got all different types here. Got dolphins. The drow, I know the drow are undergoing some changes as well. Once again, they're falling into that, well, they're not always going to be evil. I thought that was the whole, big deal about Drizzt, is that he's actually a good drow, and you just don't see that, except for everybody who's got a drow character. they're either neutral or good. There we go. Eodolin, the sacred statue from the legendary, right there, right behind me. First edition AD&D Player's Handbook, right there. The Elder Tempest, Fire Newts, a Fire Giant Dreadnought, the Frost Giant, the Froghemoth, the Gif. I would take a guess there's probably some discussion in that how to use the book section that's like right off the bat, first couple of pages of this, that might discuss the whole, what? No, we got saving throws here now. Dex +7, Con +13, Wisdom +12. But then here there's no saving throw bonuses. Strange. We've got some kobolds, Leviathan, the Master Thief, yes, the Grey Mouser, Mind Witness, the Nightwalker. I always thought the Nightwalker was a cool looking creature. Although I would probably prefer if it wasn't like a giant, like a huge creature. I think it'd just be cooler if it was like, human size or a little bigger than human size. We got the Nilbog, Ogres of War, Phoenix and Quickling. Just kind of zipping on through here. It's the Wretched Sorrow Sworn. Books that always sell really well for role-playing games, especially for 5e, are player-facing books and bestiaries. Always sell very, very well. That's really the reason why we see this slipcase set from Wizards of the Coast, because it's providing you with the two most popular player-facing books that they've released for 5e, as well as the monsters of the multiverse. There we got the Turtles, which is also a playable race. There are people who play turtle characters. The Venom Trolls, so we got different kind of troll there. Different wizards. The Woodwode. Just kind of giving you an idea of what's in the book and the breakdown as far as these stat blocks. But just like I said, at first glance, it doesn't really seem all that different. So here we've got saving throw bonuses here as well. The only thing I can think of is if we don't see the saving throws, then they don't have any sort of bonus to the saves. That'd be my guess right off the top of my head. Yoyunti Temple. That's kind of cool. I like that. As you can see, not all of the artwork is brand new. I would say I would take a stab in the dark that a lot of this is artwork that was already utilized previously. All right. Then we got our stat blocks by challenge rating, monster lists by creature type. We've got stat blocks by environment. And there we have Monsters of the Multiverse, which is the new book that is part of the Dungeons and Dragons. Let's flip this on over this way. Rules expansion gift set from Wizards of the Coast. That's pretty cool artwork. I like that artwork too. But here was the artwork that we saw reproduced on the Dungeon Master's screen as well. So, of course, I am going to have a review of Monsters of the Multiverse in the very near future. I will try to actually have the review done prior to the January 25th release of the gift set. So stay tuned for that. If you're interested in what I thought of the other 2 volumes that are included in this gift set, by all means, check out my reviews over on thegaminggang.com. Of course, let's not forget, we also get the Dungeon Master's screen as well, which is part of the Rules expansion gift set. All right, let me swing on over to the other camera and I will wrap up. Like I said, stay tuned. I will have a review of Monsters of the Multiverse in the very near future. All right, that is it for this time out. If you like this video, by all means, give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. And if you do subscribe, ding that bell. It'll not only let you know when I upload videos such as this first look, it'll also tell you when my live stream, the Gaming Gang Dispatch, airs right here on YouTube, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. Central. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer. Thank you so much for taking time out to watch this video. And here's hoping each and every one of you gets to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang. Oh, hey, you're still here. Well, if that's the case, by all means, subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel by clicking right here. Check out the latest episode of the Gaming Gang Dispatch, or find out what YouTube recommends you check out from the channel. And of course, once again, I'm Jeff McAleer. Thanks for watching.